Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, first of all, thank you very much for these with the nice introduction with the campfire. That was really cool. And I will be talking about digital locals, Juvigo as a platform solution for the fragmented youth travel market. And briefly said, what's Juvigo? We are the portal for holiday camps in Germany. We just heard about tour operators. We're not an operator, we are a mediator. So we sell OTA, classical OTA type travels. So it sounds very banal, but since the youth travel market is so fragmented, it's very special, and so you need quite a bit more for this so that you can have a proper booking portal with which you can sustainably establish yourself on the market. We got an award last year, the VIR Award 2017, and I'll tell you about what we do now. So, just a few impressions about what it's about. It's traveling for children and young people aged 6 to 21. So it could be here at the Baltic Sea. It could also be some adventure camps. It could be language holidays in England, in France, in summer, in winter. It could be climbing, hiking, surfing, horse riding, football. Anything you can think of and what you can do in leisure time. And here's the campfire. Here it is. Should never be missing. Now, what kind of problem do these youth travel solve, and what do we solve with Juvigo? Now, I'm showing you an agenda here. You'll see 30 days. 30 days is the average holiday time of a German worker. So you can think about it whether or not you're the average, but on average a German employee has 30 days leave. Now we have 45 orange blocks here, so a total of 75 days. 75 days, those are the days a German pupil is on holiday. The British call this the so-called vacation gap or holiday gap, so it's 30 versus 75. So there's a problem as to what to do with the children in that time. So you could send the children to their grandparents, you could somehow try and make them do things, you could have them playing at computers, PlayStations and so on. But if you really want it to make sense, then that's very difficult, especially for parents who are both working. So this is the problem these holiday camps solve. And this great product with Juvigo has a platform. So this is what it looks like. Juvigo is the booking.com for holiday camps. Our partners, like Booking, cooperates with hotels the same way we cooperate with operators of youth and children's travel organizations. In 2016, Juvigo was founded, and since then we've had an increase of partners. In 2018, we'll have over 15. In 2019, it'll probably be over 100, but it doesn't look too much. But we think that with 100 partners, we will have achieved a market coverage of about 85%. So what's so special about this market? We have a total of 5 points we made out, which are not yet best solved. There's still some problems here. So we have regional fragmentation. Many of the camps are too expensive. Then it's quite complicated to make the bookings. Then it's difficult to reach the providers. You have to know that children and youth, when they travel, then you need lots of consultation because it's about our own children. And then very often we have unclear quality standards. So let's get back to the first point of regional fragmentation. In Germany, there are very many camps. With Juvigo, we now are offering more than 400 camps, and there are over 1,600 dates in 16 countries. So we have German operators going to the Polish Baltic Sea or to Hungary or wherever, and we are also active in all 16 German federal states. So our mission is to find the perfect holiday camp for each child. And regional fragmentation is solved by this large choice, the selection we have. The second problem is that it's too expensive. With our page, it's very easy by using filters to find cheap camps. And so we basically compared prices. Then the next point was complicated booking procedures. There are some providers where you have to log in or log on, but there are also some where you have to write emails, and there are still applications which have to be done via fax. I was born in 1990, and I have never ever used a fax machine in my life, but this still exists. With us, it's a bit different. So we do have booking, online booking, which is simple. Now, when you can't reach people easily, that can be a problem. Now, operators, people organizing youth camps, they're very active. They have to talk to all sorts of people, to bus companies, and so on and so forth. And therefore, very often, they don't have much time for client counseling, which is why we say, okay, we have to improve this. And of course, we go along with the time. You can contact us via email, Facebook, WhatsApp, which is used very much, and also the classical telephone. Now, who gets in touch with us? The older the children are, the more it's the children themselves informing themselves, or adolescents in this kind, but usually it's the parents, and they usually book the holidays for their children. And then you can even say that usually it's the mothers. 80% of the applicants, of the parents applying for their children are the mothers. WhatsApp is used a lot, and we notice that when talking to our clients. That's really, really interesting. So you can reach us very well, very easily. That's important to us. Then unclear quality standards, that's something which every platform should be able to solve. We're working on it. And with us, first of all, we have the camps, and you can see one in Baden-Württemberg here. And I was talking recently, and somebody put up his hand and said, yeah, I've been there. And okay, that's quality standards, but it is still work in progress with us, because we are now starting to look at customer feedback, which is why at the moment we would only have a yellow light here. Transparency and customer assessment, that's something we want to reach in the future. Now, another point. If you look at the economic side of it, customer acquisition cost and customer lifetime value, here you can see if you have a child or children, then customer acquisition cost is a good thing, because children never travel alone. 85% of the bookings on Juvigo are group bookings. So children bring along their friends, the neighbours' children. I don't know whether there's anybody here in the room today who would want to go on holiday with his neighbour. Probably only very few of you, but children do that. And that, of course, also reduces acquisition costs. And now if you look at the customer lifetime value, children again have a very good property because they grow. It's a quality they have. And so 6 to 21 years, that's our age range, as I said. So you can book travels for children and young people this age, and you can see these children returning. And so you have a fairly long lifetime with your customers. Now, challenges. I said initially that this is an industry which is very fragmented, and doesn't know any unique technical standards. Some have their own booking systems, others have email booking systems, others use different booking systems. It's very diverse, so it's a big challenge for us to standardize all this. Now, yesterday in Hall 4.1, we had the Startup Forum for Youth Travel, and Juvigo was responsible here. And there we showed something new for youth travel in Germany, because we had a booking made via our platform, and then we have an interface by which it goes directly into the booking system of the operator. And for people coming from the hotel business, for those it's completely well known because they've been doing it for decades, but in this area it's a real innovation. So I'd like to get back to the title of the digital locals. I must say that usually, with very few exceptions, the operators are very local, and we want to try to help them find digital solutions, because that saves work, saves lots of extra questions with the customers, and then you have the agency and the organizer not having to communicate so much anymore. And so this is how we reacted to this strong fragmentation in the booking systems, and it's quite a good solution. We showed this yesterday. Now, more challenges with this regional fragmentation. Here you can see the wall, a wall. No, not, it's the Berlin Wall, actually. And so some of you will say, what about it? And we do have a kind of an east-west fragmentation. You can see it in the marketing. If you look at the search engine marketing, if you look at the buzzwords, you can see two different words in German. You see holiday leisure and holiday camp, and being used in former East and former West Germany, respectively. And so you can see that not just with the booking system, but even in marketing, you have to think about who your customers are, who you're addressing, what you're going to call the product, because the same product has two different names in East and West Germany to this day. And you can find us in Hall 4.1, stand 119. If you want to come around and get to know us, or if you have children, if you want to book a camp, you can just come around. But if you also want to know more about digital challenges in the youth travel market, just come here, talk to me. I'll be happy to answer your questions. And we can also have a Q&A session now. I think we have a little bit of time on our hands. So, are there any questions?
Keine Fragen, dann würde ich sagen.
No questions? Then I think I'm through.